So when you're getting started playing guitar, there are three kinds of pain that you have in your future. And they are, for the most part, temporary pain. They will come and they will go. But the first kind of pain is fingertip pain. If you're left-handed on your left, or sorry, if you're right-handed on your left hand, right? Because you're pressing your flesh against metal, right? And that's going to hurt a little bit. But it's temporary for two reasons. One, because you're going to develop thicker skin on the tips of your fingers, and that's kind of a rite of passage for every guitar player. But hopefully, if you're learning the right way, you're going to learn to not press harder than you need to. Most people, when they first start playing guitar, press harder than they need to because their hands aren't flexible enough to place their fingers just right in the most efficient kind of way so that they get the tone that they want. I'll turn this amp on, you can hear what I'm talking about. But here's the thing to remember about holding strings down. The goal is not to get the strings to touch the wood of the neck. The goal is to get the strings to touch the metal bar of the fret, right? See these metal bars here? That's all you have to do to get tone out of that string. It's a lot less pressure than you think, but it takes some time to really, literally get a feel for that. So that's the first kind of pain, fingertip pain. The second kind of pain is hand, wrist, and forearm pain. And what is that? It's tension that you're feeling. That it's not because your hands are weak. It is not because your hands need to get stronger. That's one of the huge misconceptions about playing guitar, is that my hands aren't strong enough, or I've got an injury in my hand or something like that. I've heard it all, okay? Whatever. I know you're sitting there thinking, yeah, but I got a trigger finger. I've got a pinky that I broke skiing or whatever. Sorry, these aren't the looming issues that you might want to make them out to be. Because what you're going to develop when you're playing guitar is flexibility. Not strength, but flexibility. And when you develop flexibility, there's pain involved, because what you're unlocking are all these little pockets of tendons and ligaments that are tense because you've never had to hold your hand this way before. So you're going to feel pain in your hand, in your wrist, in your forearm. You might even feel it all the way up your arm sometimes, because these tendons go all the way up your arm into your back. It's a deep, deep physical thing to develop when you learn to play guitar, especially if you're doing, bar chords and that kind of stuff. So that pain will also pass if you learn to relax in response to the tension. Don't get tense in response to the tension. Don't try to squeeze harder or whatever, because that's just going to create more tension. Now, that said, you might have to press a little harder than you think sometimes. But your goal is to learn how to do it efficiently. I can play bar chords all night not because I'm stronger, but because I learned how to do it efficiently. So that's the second kind of pain. The third kind of pain is probably not so temporary, I have to say, and that is the pain of feeling like you suck. Feeling like I'm never going to be able to play a bar chord, or I'm never going to be able to play, fancy lead parts like that person over there, or I'm never going to be able to write a great song, or whatever, right? If you haven't felt it yet, it's coming. That's all right. It's good. It's actually a rite of passage. I firmly believe that if you don't have a little bit of that, feeling like you suck, then you don't have what it takes to play guitar. I think, especially if you want to do rock and roll, you got to be a little pissed off. You got to have a little sense of dissatisfaction with yourself. It's fuel. It's like rocket fuel. So what you do is you develop a different relationship to it. You don't view it as a moment of defeat. You view it as as fuel for your rocket, and but it will come and go throughout your journey of playing guitar. One of my favorite Keith Richards quotes is something that I'm going to paraphrase this. I might not get it exactly right, but he said, "I learn something every time I pick up a guitar, and usually the main thing I learn is that I'm not as good as I thought I was." That's from one of the greatest guitar players of all time, and I think it's a really apt statement. So make friends with that. Make friends with that pain, because it ain't going away. What you can do is learn to use it. So those are the three kinds of pain. I'm Dan Smith, and I hope this helps, and I'll see you next time.